Hello viewers and welcome back to North Queensland International for the 24th update. Today's update takes place between 11 and 12 AM on a Monday, and we've got quite a few things to go over, so we'll get started. Just here taxiing in on what is now Taxiway Hotel is this Rex Sub 340B Plus, which has arrived from Mornington Island as Rex 5517. Being towed back to its remote stand after arriving from Groot Island in the last update is this Alliance Airlines Fokker 100 in the Southern Cross minor livery. It'll be parking over here in Bay 21. Then over here we've got two new models which just arrived today. They're both custom 3D printed Skytrans -8s. This one is a 100, and since these both arrived since the last update, I'll quickly go through the flights they would have done this morning, on a Monday morning. So this -8 100 would have flown out to Kowanyama on the western side of far North Queensland as Skytrans 73, and will have arrived back from there as Skytrans 74, and is now going to be heading to Lockhart River as Skytrans 52. Next to that is a Skytrans -8 300, which would have flown out to Scarden River, which is up near Weipa, as Skytrans 733. Apologies for the shaky camera. Skytrans 735, and would have arrived back as Skytrans 736, and will be leaving in the next update. Taxiing in on Foxtrot is the Australian Airlines 767-300ER, arriving from the Gold Coast as Australian 7913 Heavy, and that will be continuing on to Osaka in the next update. Then moving on to Terminal 1, at Bay 6 we have a Jetstar Airbus A320neo, which will be heading to Brisbane as Jetstar 7991 that arrived in the last update on the international service. Next to that, on Bay 5, is a Virgin Australia Boeing 737-800, which arrived from Sydney as Velocity 1413. On Bay 3, we have a Qantas Boeing 737-800 in the 1971 retro livery, which arrived from Melbourne as Qantas 702. And then finally, at Bay 2, we have an Ansett Australia Boeing 737-300. This is this aircraft's first appearance at NQX. And this arrived from Brisbane as Ansett 60 and will be returning as Ansett 71. So now there's been a few changes here at NQX. Most notably, Terminal 2 has been completely redone with now 3 distinct aprons. There's the northern apron, which these two here are where Alliance parks when their aircraft aren't heading off around to the mines and stuff. And this is more so just Bay 20 here is more just a overflow bay. Over here we've got 3 bays, 23, 24 and 25. 23 is a common use gate, so that'll be Air North, from December, Nexus Airlines, as well as Minres Air, which will be operated by Air Australia. So Air Australia is coming back to NQX. Who else goes there? Fly Pelican, which I also got 2 customs today of Fly Pelican aircraft. they'll be making their way to NQX during the Wednesday and Thursday updates. This will be for Impulse Airlines, this bay, which is Bay 24. Bay 25 is for Rex, and then 26, 27 and 28 are for Skytrans, which now makes Skytrans the largest airline based at NQX with the most number of aircraft and also the most number of flights. Also, NQX has had the runway extended. It now goes the entire length of the board, which means that the threshold has been moved back as well, which means that there will now be the possibility of flights to, for example, the US and the Middle East. Taxiway Alpha has been widened for up to code E aircraft, so A330s, A350s, etc. And I've also added a full parallel taxiway over on the western side of the runway, and this wider part of it is the start of what will be the new Terminal 2, which will be the international terminal. The main Terminal 1 will become Terminal 1 Alpha, and Terminal 2 will become Terminal 1 Bravo. And I'm thinking of having flights to Papua New Guinea and sort of the Pacific Islands operating from over here maybe. Because the international terminal will run out of space, as there will only be, to start off with, only 4 bays. But yeah, anyway, that's it for today's update. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.